In this video today, we are going to be talking about creativity as a fashion designer, how to be creative, why it is important, and basically how to go about it. It is something that can be taught, it is something that can be learned. Not everybody is born with creativity. You can actually learn it bit by bit, especially in this fashion industry. So if you're interested in knowing how to be creative and why it is important, keep watching this video. And I would say this topic is kind of a sensitive topic, so open your heart and be ready to unlearn and relearn if possible. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Lola Oluwashisi and this is my channel Everything Lola, where I talk about fashion, lifestyle and everything in between. I help fashion designers like me, especially beginners, navigate their way through this fashion industry with tips and tricks that will help you grow and that will sustain you generally in the fashion space. So if that is your vibe, you want to subscribe to this channel and stick around for videos like that. So the video we're going to be doing today, before I forget, I also have a sewing channel. If you scroll down the homepage of this channel, you'll see my sewing channel. I drop strictly tutorials how to draft, cut and sew on that channel, especially for beginners. So if you are interested in learning how to sew, or you are teaching yourself how to sew, you want to check out that channel and subscribe. Now for the main reason why we are here today in this video, I'm going to be telling you how to be creative as a fashion designer, why it is important, and steps to take just to reach that goal or to get closer to being creative. Now, like I said at the intro of this video, this topic is a very sensitive topic. It's something you would want to open your heart, and I don't really like talking about this topic so much because of how sensitive it is and how people feel like it can be very judgmental. But I just feel like as designers, we should open our heart to just be able to learn. And what I do is, till now, I'm still learning, I'm still growing. I open my heart to things. I try to learn things that I know will be useful to me. I try to explore. If it works for me, I kick it off. And if it doesn't work for me, I try and step back a bit. So I advise that you just open your heart, you try and unlearn, relearn, learn everything possible. So let's get into the video. Now, how to be creative as a fashion designer. Let me start with why it is important to be creative as a fashion designer. And this video is for everybody, but if you're a beginner, I want you to like open your ear very well, because I feel like the reason why many people struggle with creativity, as in many fashion designers struggle with creativity, is because they missed it from the beginning. Like from that beginning, they missed it. If you were able to like get it from the beginning, if you're able to practice, after some time you'll become a pro at it, or you would see yourself being creative on your own, not having to like sap out of somebody's energy or sap out of somebody's design. So the reason why it is important to be creative as a fashion designer is because you want to stand out. First of all, my previous video, I always tell you that as a fashion designer, you need to know why you are doing what you are doing. Different fashion, if I call 10 different fashion designers right now and ask them, why are you doing fashion designing? Their answers will be different. The 10 of them would probably not have the same answer. Some will tell you I'm doing it for the money, some will tell you it's my passion, some will tell you, they would always have a story as to why they are doing this thing. So you should have your personal story. You should know why you are doing fashion design, so that you can know how to now broaden your horizon, how to that creativity, how to bring it out in you. Now, I'm going to point it out to you. If you are doing fashion design strictly for money, then I don't think you have to beat yourself over creativity. You don't have to beat yourself too much over not being creative, because I mean, a client can easily give you a style, you can do it and get your money and get out of there. But if you are looking to last very long in the fashion industry, to be known in the fashion industry, to be distinguished and to be different in the fashion industry, then you want to start practicing creativity. Now, that is why creativity is important. That's like one of the many reasons why creativity is important. Now, another thing I'm going to say is that not everybody was born or is born with creativity. Some people learn creativity. Creativity can be learned. Like you can learn it from the scratch and get better at it. How do you start like learning creativity as a fashion designer? First of all, there is a fashion designer, there's a fashion tutor on Instagram. She's literally everywhere, but on Instagram that I follow. And I feel like if you're on this journey to like finding your creativity as a fashion designer, you may want to follow her. Her name is Precious Tuna or Precious Apparel. Many people know her. For those that don't, you can check out her Instagram page. I'm going to put it somewhere in this video. You can check out her Instagram page and just follow her. If there's something I love about her, is that she literally teaches fashion designers how to be creative. I feel like I would have not even known it was possible to teach somebody how to be creative until I met her. She teaches designers how to be creative, bit by bit, step by step, and it works for me. So I believe that it should work for at least other people. So there's something I'm going to advise. If you want to bring out that creative part of you, you need to start first by telling yourself, you need to open your ear like this and tell yourself, Lola, I will not copy every single style I see, word for word, neckline for neckline, bust for bust, under for under, sleeve for sleeve. It may sound funny, but it's actually very serious. It has become like a pandemic that every designer wants to copy every designer. You cannot be exactly like somebody. Everybody is just the way we have our DNA, we have our traits that cannot be exactly the same with somebody else. It's the same way in the fashion industry. You cannot be the exact replica of another designer. No matter how hard you try, you will always be second best. No matter how hard you try to recreate somebody else's style, you would always be second best. No matter how much people tell you, oh, it's even better than the original. It's a lie. The original is the original. It's not, no matter how you feel like to be better, it will not cancel the fact that you were the second or you were the 500th person to make that. You were not the first. Now, I'm not saying you should just scratch like making any designs. You see, when you see designs you love, you like neglect them. You can do them, but I'm saying don't center your life around replicating design. Let it not be your niche. Let it not be what you stand for. If you want to be different, if you want to like last long, if you want to be number one, then you want to focus on not copying designs word for word. Like some people's, like, they'll just wait, sit down, allow somebody to bring out one mind-blowing design, and when the person brings that, to carry that scissors, carry that this kind to replicate. I mean, there's nothing bad in replicating designs, but try not to make it the center of what your fashion design niche is all about. Try not to make it the center of what your fashion space is all about. Once in a while, try to do something different. So now I know the next question is, it's not easy. I try to be creative. It's not just easy to just bring out. I cannot just sleep and think of designs. Yes, sometimes I sleep and see designs, but it can't be the same for everybody. And sometimes I try to piece different designs to become one. Now, Pinterest. If you're a fashion designer and you don't have Pinterest on your phone, as you're watching this video now, pause this video, download Pinterest, then come back. So you need to have Pinterest on your phone as a fashion designer, because that's one tool that I know really, really helps creativity. Now, when I'm saying get Pinterest on your phone, I'm not saying when you download the Pinterest, you just see one design, be like, let me quickly. It's not creativity. So how to start being creative? If you want to start, what you want to do is, if you see a dress you like, and so let me start from what I do. What I did when I started training my creativity is, when I see a dress I like and I'm seeing the front, if you go on Pinterest and click on that design or put that design on Pinterest, you're going to see the back of the dress. But I don't find the back of the dress. I try not to look for the back of the dress. I think of what can be done to the back of that dress. So if I see the front of a dress I like, I've already seen the front. This is how I started. I'm just telling you how I started. I will tell you how I progressed. I've already seen the front of that dress. I'm not going to go out of my way to search for what the back of that dress looks like. They've given me front. I can do anything I want to the back. We are designers. I feel like there's so much we can do. There's so much in our head that we are not letting come out because we are limiting ourselves with what we can see. So once you see a design, this is how you start now. Once you see a design and you see the front of that design, don't search for the back of that design. And I know you may say, what if my customer wants it exactly the way it is? We will talk about that maybe in another video, in my live video. That one is not something I can just answer once. It's something that has to do with like a step-by-step thing. You need to change the perspective and mindset of your customers or your clients before that can even like stand. But now I'm talking about you and the clothes you make. When you see a design, you see the front of the design, don't go out of your way to search for the back of that design. Look at the front of the design. If you must copy, if you must replicate, at least do something out of the blues, out from your head for the back of that design. You can decide to do a zip, or you can decide to do a corset back or a loop back, anything you want to do. And after you have completed that design, you can now go back to maybe Pinterest to check what the back of that design would have looked like. It would be funny that you may even almost like get it. So what I'm saying is, it may almost be the same or it may be the same, but at that point your brain has worked for that design. If your brain did not work for the front of the design, at least your brain works for the creativity of the back of that design, and that's how it starts. Now, if you want to progress, after you've done that for a while and you've gotten used to it, you get the confidence that, okay, I can do something at the back of a design without having to search for what it looks like at the back. You can now explore for the front and now the other parts of that design. Now, what you want to do is, if you see a design or if you see a style you like, You don't have to, especially if it's for yourself, you don't have to just pick it and do it, copy and paste. Change something. That's where it starts from. If you want to change the neckline, if it has a round neckline like this, when you are doing your own, make it a deep V. If it has a round neckline, or if it has a V neckline, when you are doing your own, make it a canoe neck. Change something that would make it look different. So what you can do now when you graduate from that one is that you can now pick a design. You can go on Pinterest. So like I said, there's something Precious Toner, Precious Apparel does. You can check her page. She can make one dress out of 7 different outfits on Pinterest. So you are picking your neckline from one dress, you are picking your sleeve from one dress, you are picking how the bust part is going to look from one dress, you are picking maybe a detail, maybe a button detail or a zip detail from another dress, you are picking the lower part how it's going to look from another dress. Same thing with the skirt, same thing with trousers. Whatever you are doing, just try and make sure you don't copy it word for word. I mean, when you're in exam mode, you used to copy it word for word. That's just what I'm trying to say. So the first step to actually trying to be creative or to build your creativity is to desist from copying a design word for word. Desist from replicating people's design. See, let me tell you this thing. We are very lenient in Nigeria. Do you know that outside Nigeria, like other places, there are places where you can get sued or arrested if you mistakenly copy somebody's design and that design has been maybe patented, or there's a patent on that design and you copy it. You can get sued or arrested. What I'm just saying is nobody's arresting you now, but just try step by step. You're not going to just sleep and just see the design is just drop in your head. It may happen for people. It happens for me sometimes. I'm not going to lie, but it's not something that is common. It's not something that's going to happen all the time. So you want to start training it by yourself. There's no excuse that I cannot think of. It's not easy. If you see a design, change the neckline, change the hand. That's where it starts from. Before you know, when you are sitting and you're thinking, what if I put a deep neckline on a bustier and make it a boning bodice, and what if I do the back half zip and half? That's how it happens. You're not just going to sit down and to come to you. You have to try to expand your your horizon. You have to try to work on it. So like I said, you can follow Precious Toner and just you can follow her, check out her page, check out how she manages this design and do it. And I'm giving you an assignment. Just try it out. For one design you see, try and use 3 different designs to form one design and just see how it turns out. So I'm still going to talk more on this topic, because like I said, this topic is not something that you can just cover up in one video. So if you have questions, you can drop it, and the ones that would have questions about what if the customer wants the exact design, I'm going to maybe talk about it if you're confused on that aspect in another video, how you can get out of that. I was like that. I was doing designs for customer, copy and paste, but I've gotten to a stage where I don't do that anymore. It's not part of what I do. I don't compromise at all, because I'll tell you, I would have to change this part. And because of the relationship and the way I groomed my business, I got to the stage where my customer or my client became confident in me and like, okay, you can do whatever you want to do with it, but this is what I want. I don't want this part to go. I don't know if you get what I mean, but that's what I'm just going to say in this video before you people cut my neck. Let me stop here. So if you have questions, if you want maybe clarification on something, let me know and I'm going to make another video on it. I hope this video helped you. If it helped you a tiny little bit, share this video to others that you feel like it may be helpful to. Like this video. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up, because it's going to help you to recommend it to other people that may be helpful to. And subscribe, most importantly, to come back for more videos like this. And yes, thank you for 6K subscribers. So see you in my next video. Until then, yeah, drop your questions if you have any. Bye. Keep winning.